In the heart of the Egyptian desert, a village long forgotten by time remained untouched by the outside world. Nestled between treacherous dunes and rocky outcrops, this ancient settlement was steeped in legends and whispered fears. The elders often spoke of the Jinn, malevolent spirits that lurked in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to cross into the world of the living. Youssef, a 30-year-old archaeologist, was drawn to the village by rumors of an undiscovered tomb, one that was said to hold treasures beyond imagination. Driven by the promise of fame and fortune, Youssef ignored the warnings of the locals, who told him that the tomb was not just a burial place, but a prison for a powerful Jinn. On a fateful day, Youssef, accompanied by his colleague Amira, a skeptical yet curious historian, began their expedition into the desert. The journey was treacherous, with the blistering sun beating down on them and the winds whipping up stinging sand. As they approached the site, they found an ancient crumbling structure half buried beneath the sands. The entrance to the tomb was marked by intricate carvings of unknown origin, symbols that seemed to pulse with a life of their own. Ignoring the unease that gripped him, Youssef pried open the heavy stone door, revealing a dark, musty passageway leading into the heart of the tomb. The air inside was thick with the smell of decay and something else. Something foul and otherworldly. The deeper they ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became, as if the tomb itself was alive and aware of their presence. As they reached the inner chamber, they discovered an ornate sarcophagus surrounded by relics and offerings from a bygone era. Youssef's excitement grew as he imagined the treasures that lay within. However, as he began to pry open the sarcophagus, a sudden piercing wail echoed through the chamber, sending a chill down their spines. The ground trembled, and the air grew thick with an overwhelming sense of dread. Without warning, the sarcophagus burst open, releasing a thick black smoke that coiled around Youssef and Amira. The smoke seemed to take on a life of its own, forming into a towering figure with glowing red eyes, the Jinn, a being of immense power and malevolence. The Jinn's voice, deep and echoing, filled the chamber as it spoke in a language long forgotten by time. Its words were incomprehensible, yet their meaning was clear. Youssef and Amira had trespassed, and now they would pay the price. The Jinn's presence triggered a series of terrifying events. The walls of the tomb began to close in, and the ground beneath their feet started to crack, revealing an abyss that seemed to pull them toward the underworld. As they fought to escape, they were confronted by horrific visions, distorted apparitions of the dead, twisted by the Jinn's power, clawing at them from the shadows. Youssef, driven by his greed, tried to fight the Jinn, but his attempts were futile. The Jinn toyed with him, dragging him deeper into madness with each passing moment. Meanwhile, Amira, realizing the danger they were in, searched frantically for a way to appease the Jinn. She discovered an ancient text etched into the walls, a ritual that could potentially bind the Jinn once more, but it required a sacrifice, something of immense value to the trespasser. As the tomb continued to collapse around them, Youssef was faced with a choice: sacrifice his life to save Amira and the village from the Jinn's wrath, or attempt to escape, leaving Amira to fend for herself. In the end, Youssef's greed and fear overcame him, and he attempted to flee. But the Jinn, sensing his cowardice, unleashed its full fury. Youssef was consumed by the darkness, his screams echoing through the tomb as he was dragged into the abyss. Amira, left alone, completed the ritual, offering the relics they had uncovered as a plea for forgiveness. The Jinn, satisfied with the offering, retreated back into the sarcophagus, but not before leaving Amira with a warning. Should anyone disturb its slumber again, the consequences would be far worse. The tomb sealed itself once more, trapping Youssef's soul within, forever cursed to wander the labyrinthine corridors in eternal torment. Amira, traumatized but alive, returned to the village, where she recounted the horrors she had witnessed. The village elders, knowing the truth of her tale, declared the tomb forbidden, and it was buried beneath the sands, lost to time once more. But the Jinn's curse lingered, and those who ventured too close to the tomb would hear the faint whispers of Youssef's anguished cries, a warning to all who might dare to disturb the darkness that lay within.